Welcome, everybody, to the second episode of Tea Time. Thank you all so much for being here. I'm here today with Madison, who is the point of discussion for today's podcast episode.
I'm the point of discussion.
You are the point of discussion. Today, we're going to talk about how I met Madison after the height of the COVID-19 pandemic.
What a weird time, right?
The whole thing was so weird.
It was so serendipitous.
I think fate had it that we would meet at that moment in time.
I agree. It's so sweet.
I'm going to get into the story very briefly for those of you who don't want to stick around. We met on Tinder. We didn't meet on Tinder. That's complete bullshit. That's not how it went down.
I've actually never had a Tinder.
I've had a Tinder, and I'm going to talk about how it's also a load of horse shit. So before we even get there, let's talk about your experience, like what you went through, your side of the story, and then we'll get into my side of the story and then move through the timeline
To where we are today.
Exactly. But we'll do it together.
Okay.
So you started off first. What was going on?
I'm going to set the scene.
Set the scene.
This was February 2021.
Okay.
It was very cold where I lived. It was the dead of winter, like negative 37 degrees Fahrenheit, which is terrible. And I planned a trip to South Florida, Miami, with one of my friends. Genuinely, we just wanted to get out of the cold, enjoy somewhere warm, but also this was after like the height of the pandemic, so people were starting to travel again.
You've also never been to Florida, like Miami area before.
Yeah, and that was like a bucket list place to go and the perfect time of year to go. You wouldn't want to go anywhere else, really.
Yeah.
So
In the United States.
Yes.
Yes.
So we went on this trip, and at the same time, you happened to be going on a trip to Miami,
Okay, so
Florida.
as that was happening, me and my group of guy friends, we were like, yo, we've been to Florida so many times. We've all had great moments when we were in Florida. This time, let's not try being about the girls. Let's go with our younger brothers, our siblings, whatever the case is. Mm-hmm. Let's go as a big group and just enjoy each other's manly company.
So like 8 guys all going together.
So the 8 of us basically went and bought tickets to go down to Florida from New York. We all live in New York and we've known each other for a long time.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest dilemmas for us was like, how are we going to get around in Florida? Which is really funny because ultimately I ended up putting my foot down and saying we're going to rent out a Ford E350. If you don't know what that car is, it's basically the white van that your parents tell you to stay away from when you're a kid.
All you have to say is white van. Everybody knows.
Yes. And we ended up getting that white van to seat all 8 of us. But
What'd you call it?
we called it the Bang Bus. It was the Bang Bus. Codename Bang Bus for the Ford E350. Of course, none of the Bang Bus events took place in the Bang Bus, but we called it that anyway because it looked like it.
Genius. I love it.
Yeah.
So first night that I'm there, I randomly go to some restaurant. I was hungry. There's so many restaurants on Ocean Drive, and we just happened across one, and we said, let's just eat here.
And my friends were like trying to decide on which restaurant we should go to, right? Everybody was pointing to a different place. Mm-hmm. And I was like, everybody shut up. I put my foot down again. I'm like, we're going to that place right there. Just arbitrarily picked a random spot.
Which so happened to be the same restaurant I ate at. And how our paths crossed was that I'd finished eating. My friend and I were heading out, but it was still really early, probably like 8 p.m. So we're trying to decide what else to do for the night. We'd never been to Miami before. We didn't really research anything beforehand. But the nightlife, like everyone is out and about, so you can really feel like the energy in the air. As we're exiting the restaurant, some table of 8 guys, one of the guys turns to us and says, so what? You're going to make me finish this drink all by myself?
Okay, so shout out to Eddie, who is one of my closest friends. We're actually wingmen. Me and Eddie go way back.
Wingmen for centuries.
Yes, we go way back. We would go out into the club scene of New York City, to the bars, whatever. You know, the nightlife. He was my guy for the nightlife. Obviously other things as well, but we got along really well on the weekends when it was time to party and stuff.
Yeah.
And so Eddie, funny enough, if you're watching this is hilarious. Mm-hmm. He told me and everybody else, hey, this trip is not about getting girls and like talking to girls. And funny enough, first sip of alcohol, Eddie reverts back to his old ways and he shouts out to Madison and her friend saying like, hey, who's going to help me finish this drink? I'm over there listening to this happen. And I'm like, oh my God, how is this happening right now? Why are you calling these girls to the table?
Yeah, but the way he said it was just like so funny, and we could tell that the vibes were good. So we're like, we laughed and we're like, all right, let's talk to them.
Yeah. Long story short, I start talking to Madison, and I find out she's intelligent, she's good looking, and she seemed really sweet. So I got really interested, even though I did not want any girls at the table.
Yeah, and
there's actually a video. This is so funny.
Yeah, yes, this video is great.
There is a video of the first time that I ever met Madison. And this is so crazy because I've never done this before, ever. And my brother was with me on the trip, and I look over to him as we're talking to you guys, and I go, basically signaling to him, like, take out your phone. And he goes, what? Do you want a picture? And I'm like, no, video, right?
Yeah. And then I stood up.
So I make you stand up. He's taking a video, and I'm basically twirling you around and kind of rating your outfit, right? We're all rating your outfit. We're like the jury for your outfit for the night.
Yeah, we were doing something silly. We were just messing around, honestly.
All right, I'm going to show the audience the video. And this is the 9-second video that I have of me and Madison meeting for the first time. Here we go. We're going to play it right now.
You guys are so funny.
You hear Eddie?
Yeah.
He's saying Madison's a baddie all the way in the back.
He's screaming it.
Everybody's feeling good, man. We were so done with the pandemic, the lockdowns and everything. You know, it felt great. All 8 of us there on vacation together.
You were rocking the bald head.
Rocking the bald head. Hairy, glasses, fat,
You were
bald.
not fat.
I was freaking fat, bro.
Oh, you look great.
I don't know. Just goes to show you that you don't need hair or good looks to get beautiful women. I do want to do a whole podcast episode about how to talk to girls and all of that stuff. I really want to do that for the men watching this show. Yeah. And it's super possible to be bald, fat, and hairy and still end up with pretty girls, you know? So that is not a limiting factor. Exactly. So, basically, long story short, we start talking to each other.
Yeah.
And at the end of the night, I, being the gentleman that I am, get an Uber for Madison and her friend back to their hotel room. And I tell her, hey, listen, this is my phone number. Text me when you get home.
If you want to.
If you want to. I gave you the option.
Yeah.
You don't have to.
Of course I was going to text you. So
but that's how I got your number, baby.
So kind of you. We hung out for a little bit.
Yeah.
And then when we got home, I texted you to say thank you because it was very kind of you to make sure we got home safely. Because obviously we'd all been drinking a little bit. And after that, you and I just kind of were texting back and forth. The trip went so quickly.
One thing led to another. And I basically, at some point after seeing you one more time, told you to move in to my apartment in New York City. And you were already trying to move to New York City.
Yeah.
Coincidentally.
We had seen each other a few more times because we met each other like in different places over the course of a couple of months.
Yeah.
Because at that point we were dating.
Anyway, that's the story of how we met. I'm going to bring it back to the whole Tinder thing. I think Tinder is complete horseshit unless you look like a freaking Chad with a chiseled like anime jaw, full on beard, colored eyes, dope hair. You're jacked and shredded. And then you're also a doctor, pilot, lawyer, whatever in your bio on Tinder.
Millionaire.
Yeah, billionaire. You make $1 billion a year. And also you're like 7 feet tall and you got a huge schlong.
Oh my gosh.
Then you probably do well on Tinder. But for the most part, in my experience, I've gotten matches from everybody and everything besides the girls I was looking for.
Honestly, I wouldn't know. But from hearing from my friends' experiences, it seems to be like it doesn't work that well.
Anyway, you're better off spending your money elsewhere besides Tinder, Bumble, Hinge. Just go out there, be yourself, see what other men, this is for men, see what other men are doing, try to replicate that, what works, what doesn't work, and don't fear rejection. If you fear rejection, you're losing already.
It's just a numbers game.
It is a numbers game. I've gotten rejected a zillion times. I think at some point on this podcast, I'm going to open up a segment called Tea Bags. And it's Mr. T over here, bagging.
Drinking
tea, and also teabagging, and just going out into the nightlife and talking about how to get girls, talking to girls, you know, showing the audience how it's done, basically.
Sharing some tea with them.
Yeah, sharing some tea with them. It'll be fun.
I think that would be great.
That's a future thing, though. It's not for now.
That would be amazing to do.
Guys, you got the full scoop on how Madison and I have met.
You even got to see the video.
You even got to see the video that is exclusive. First time release to the public. I'll see you guys on the next episode. Thank you for tuning in. Stay tuned. And as always, peace out.
Bye.